hands down, hands all the way down, okay? Snowfall is my absolute favorite show, okay? And if your friends ain't watching, baby, you better get them on board. Baby, let me tell you. Your girl Talisa Rae, what's up? How you doing? Ray of Sunshines. We are reviewing Snowfall, season number 3, episode number 8, Hedgehog. Hedgehogs? I don't remember. Now listen, so much happened in this episode that I was all over the place, so my notes might be all over the place. You do know I like to go person by person, but they're gonna get mixed up. Lines is gonna be blurred because some of them have to go together. Okay, so let's just get into it. Shit. And then thinking about Franklin and Teddy, it's a toss-up. Which one of them I'm gonna do first? I'm gonna do Teddy probably before I do Franklin. Child, I don't know. Ooh, because they both were so heavy. Okay, let's start with just Mel and Andre. I really wish I had done these in order, and then that's just what it would have been. Anyway, okay, I'm talking too much. When the scene opens up, oh shoot, one more thing. I know I didn't put up last week's episode, but y'all know Mel's a full-on, full-fledged crackhead. Hands down, all together. If you want me to review that episode, let me know down below in the comments and I will upload it, okay? Otherwise, we're just gonna keep moving forward because all that was about her being on crack, in the crack house, fucking with Wanda. You know the routine. Okay, so when we open up the scene, Mel is definitely tweaking. However, the only thing that I'm going to say is wrong about this, and Mel when she was high in the last episode, is the fact that they're making it like it's a hallucinogenic, and it is not a hallucinogenic. They did not make her jaw lock and clench like, and then the high, at least they are making it like, okay, she's chasing that high, because you never get, I don't know, I ain't never been on crack, but from what I hear, they're always chasing that same high, and you never, ever get that first high again. So they're constantly chasing it. Okay, so there she is, tweaking in her room, honey. Not only is she tweaking, she's smoking crack in her daddy's house, taking shit out the house, going to sell it. She has lost a lot of weight. She has lost a lot of weight in a matter of weeks, and just is addicted. Fighting and arguing with her daddy over crack and shit because he trying to save her, boarding her in the house and shit. She breaking the board because she done turned into She-Ra. I'm not your superwoman. Absolutely you are, Mel, because that shit got you addicted. You are strong head on, and you can tell that his heart is breaking. The next time we see Andre, he is on the phone with his sister who is in Texas. And he's explaining to her that, you know, sometimes she's here and she comes back and she gives that bullshit ass line that I'm going to do better and I don't want to do this and I want to get cleaned up. But then she goes again and she offers that they come and they move to Texas or bring her to Texas, you know, and I'll look out for her. But there's a knock at the door. Now, I've been singing it the whole time that I don't like Juliet. I don't like that hoe. And this is, again, a classic reason as to why. She comes in there and says, we have a problem. Her name is, what is her name? Kate Miller. Okay, they all got aliases and shit. Kate Miller comes in and says she works with the CIA, and you know they are on to the Colombian drug cartel, and we need your help. We try to go after the big fish, but it's the little fish that matter. The drug dealers that are messing up our communities. Bitch, you ain't from this community. You don't look like it, walk like it, talk like it, sound like it, nothing. Okay? You sound like you ain't even from LA, period. Y'all, listen, and Andre looking at her like, well, who are you and what can you do? Well, when his shit started blowing up in the kitchen, I guess he was making rice, because that's how rice bubbles over. I figure that's what it looked like to me. He goes in to clean up the mess, and she walks into the house and says, you know, we can really be of service to one another, and leaves a little piece of paper, which I thought was her card. But of course, she wouldn't have cards that said Kate Miller on it, right? On that little paper, on that little card was Franklin's address where he lays his head. Was it 5363? I'm not sure. But baby, let me tell you something. Andre took his ass over there, cut the wire to the alarm, broke in the house, and ramshacked the house. Went into his safe room, saw all his money, left his money there because that wasn't what he was looking for. He was there looking for his gun, but stumbled across Franklin's fucking file of Teddy. Okay, the whole file about the CIA, about the Nicaraguan war, a picture of him and Teddy together. Like, and he sat there at his table and looked at it, spread that shit across the table and looked at it. Took the file later, or at least pieces of, or important pieces of the file. Child, I was like, ooh, wee, this is too much for me. He then goes and tells his buddy, his partner, Nix, the cracker, okay? And Nix actually tells him, listen, do you hear what you're saying? You don't want to get involved with the CIA. You don't want to do it. And as such, let it go. We're going to go after Franklin and kill Franklin like we originally had planned. Like, I don't like Nix and I'm ready for him to die next. Like, you know, them snippets that they showed us for the next episode when he got that gun to Franklin's head. Either you going to kill him or not. What you doing? Like, what we sitting here talking about? Is now he finna be on the payroll? Is he gonna make him pay him? Y'all act like y'all don't know that Dirty Cops was like, in order for you to operate, you gotta give me some money. Is he gonna do that? Y'all, what y'all speculating? Now, a lot later in the episode, we see Mel, because remember, Mel has been gone. She hooked, she's strung out like crackheads be. They go away for days on days on days looking for the high, and she's sitting in the alley and she is looking like she's contemplating some shit, and Wanda's crackhead ass walks up to her and is like, come on girl, you ain't got no money, let's go get some money, let's go rob this old lady, let's do this, let's do that. Oh, you got some on you? Where you hiding it at? You hide it in your pussy? You know, and Mel's like, bitch, leave me alone. You, last time I seen you, you knocked me out, okay? Y'all remember when she knocked her out, kicked her in the face with the damn skate in the skating ring? Listen, Mel, I guess, is fed up of being on the street. I guess she coming to her senses. She's still gonna be chasing that high, but maybe not. Maybe she's got a purpose now. She goes home, okay? She goes home, and I'm gonna leave that there, and we're gonna pick it up with Franklin, okay? So the first time we see Franklin with Sissy and Elton in the living room talking to Top Notch because they have a tail on Teddy, trying to see who he is, you know, if there's somebody he's working with, or is he alone, and they find out he's a lone ranger and he ain't got nothing to lose. He sleep with one eye open, okay? So he gonna be a little harder to, I don't know, crack, I suppose. As he's leaving his mama house, honey, next door on the porch is Andre, because remember now, Meldon left. He's smoking a cigar. He is outdone with himself. Don't know what to do. That's his only daughter, his little girl. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to protect her. Y'all know that feeling. Like, I can't imagine my children being strung out on something because I know that that's how I would feel. I would be devastated. Nonetheless, Franklin asks Andre, she gone again? Andre looks at him with the most disgusting, angry snarl and doesn't respond because, of course, low-key, Andre blames Franklin, right? Andre blames Franklin inadvertently because he's the one that brought crack to the neighborhood, okay? Then we see Leon. Leon, they having some corner boy issues. So Leon's crew is out on the street, and here come Boosie. They on Walnut. Listen, Walnut is a real street in Compton. But nonetheless, Boosie walks up and he's all like, yo, y'all in my space. You know, they having like little turf war, talking to Leon, because, you know, Leon and Boosie got beef over Wanda crackhead ass. Wanda looks so bad, y'all. Nonetheless, Boosie like, oh, you want streets? And then we see Boosie take a hit at Leon. Listen, I'm thinking Leon must have got knocked the fuck out, because I mean, if I'm gonna hit you first, I'm doing all I got. That's what I'm thinking. But before we talk about what happened between Leon and Boosie, let's talk about how Franklin really trusts Aunt Louie more than he trusts anybody else, because he's sharing with her everything about needing to probably, everything about an escape plan, about, you know, who Reed really is. And, you know, she's like, you need to tell Jerome and you need to tell Leon so that they can be prepared, especially if you're talking about leaving, especially if we have to pack up and go. That's just the right thing to do. Franklin's like, I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, Franklin, listen, you want them to be mad at you? Listen, I know you got a good head on your shoulders, and I know that there's a reason that you aren't sharing yet, but you need to share with scary ass Jerome, who wants his way out, and hot head ass Leon, okay? So that they can have a contingency plan. But you know, if you tell Jerome, he's all the way out already. Like, he already 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And that only reason he got 1 foot in is because of your persuasion, and Aunt Louie is all the way in. Like, she a beast. I love her. I love women that are bosses like that. His pager goes off, and they like, oh, they got mail. They found mail because, you know, he told Andre, I'll keep an eye out. I have an eye, you know, keep a lookout for you. Aunt Louie says, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. It's got her, baby. She gone. Ain't nothing you could do about it no more. He don't take heed. He take his ass over to the crack house where they locate her, and she out there trying to sell her camera, or a camera she stole, talking about, just give me 1 rock for it. I'll take 1 rock for the camera. Like, really is bartering like a crackhead. Like, that is an expensive ass camera. You gonna take one $20 rock for the camera? Just give me 1. And here come Franklin, and you know, it gets quiet. And so Franklin, she turns around and he tries to convince her to go home. Let me take you home. Get yourself cleaned up. You know what? Go back to school. This ain't you. You know this ain't right. You still got a chance. And she plays him and says, oh yeah, you know what? You're right, Franklin. I really want to clean up. I really want to do it. And the bitch kicks him in the balls. Now listen, I don't condone any man hitting a woman, but he sure in the fuck should have shook the shit out of her. Or he should have called Aunt Louie, had Aunt Louie smoke her ass. She should have called Aunt Louie. He should have called Aunt Louie and had Aunt Louie drag her up and down that fucking street. Or he should have mushed her in the face until she fell. Like, bitch, like, I don't condone any hitting. A little shake, a little push in the face. Like, she violated him. She embarrassed the fuck out of him. And he the big man on campus. You know what I mean? And she taunted him. He walked away from her, ego bruised, holding this joint, and said, don't call me about this shit no more. Like, fuck this bitch. I don't give a fuck. Fuck her. Okay? So, damn it, I didn't want to do Franklin first. I wanted to do Teddy first. That's what I said. So, we're going to keep going. So, Boosie goes back to the hood. To his hood. He goes to see Man Boy. Tells Man Boy he's all fucked up. Okay? He looked like he was drugged through the mud. Like, they stomped his ass. Like, oh, okay, he probably got 1 good hit on Leon, and that was all, because Leon is a beast, and that's real attractive to me too. Like, he really is from the streets. He was like, oh yeah, I got sucker punched. That nigga sucker punched me. Well, didn't he hit him first? Y'all, if I remember correctly, woo, sorry y'all, if I remember correctly, he hit Leon first, and so that don't seem like a sucker punch to me. And he was like, what we gonna do? We need to retaliate. And Man Boy's like, listen, I need you to talk to Saint first. We ain't finna just do that. Like, Saint is his connect, his distribution, his distro. He the one where he get his supply from. Like, listen, and I'm getting a good deal. Hold up, homie. 3 things I don't do. I don't eat ass. Okay, that was in the 80s, because all you niggas is eating ass now. I don't cuss in front of my sisters, and I don't get in no turf war over some shit because of my minions, okay? Franklin takes his ass to his home where he lays his head, where he resides, and he sees that his shit has been broken into. And of course, what does he do? Go first to his safe room. Nothing has been touched. Starts running around looking at shit and realizes then that his house had been broken into and his files had been compromised. Hello, somebody. He immediately realizes that it's a problem, and he stuffs all his money quickly in the trash bag and a duffel bag, and he gets the fuck out of there, breathing hard and shit, hallucinating. He ain't looking around a lot, but he did look around and check his surroundings, because, you know, Andre could have been waiting, or whoever he could have been waiting for him. When we see Teddy and Julie, whatever the fuck her name is, are in their warehouse, and of course it's kilos everywhere. He's counting kilos, getting ready to pack it up. It's like there's got to be another way. Reed's like, nah. Teddy's like, nah. There's no other way. I have to finish what I started, you know. And then she comes with the hedgehog analogy. When it's cold in the winter, hedgehogs come together to keep warm, but then they prick each other, so then they separate because it hurts, but then they go back, and it's a continuous cycle. And she's saying to him that that's really where they are, and we've had this conversation before. Like, she really wants him out, and you know, that's it. Teddy is like, nah, I can't get out right now. I'm knee deep in this. I'm in this, and I can't stop funding the Nicaraguan war, because if I do, it'll go to Honduras, and it'll go to Honduras and another place. I didn't forgot. Honduras, and it don't matter. Look, I wrote down Julie is a problem, but I say that to y'all every time that bitch shows up on the screen. Well, Teddy goes and he meets Franklin for the drop. You know, they doing their little money exchange or whatever, and Teddy looks like spent, like out of it, like his mind is racing. He looks tired, and Franklin notices because the nigga gonna leave his keys in the trunk and close his trunk, and Franklin tries to tell him. So Teddy starts to ask him about if he has a girlfriend. Like, now Teddy is starting to give like glimpses of who he is kind of to Franklin, because he's right now in this vulnerable, weak state over Julia, or Juliet, whatever her name is. And he talks about being in love and how that shit'll drive you crazy, and you know you shouldn't be with him, and then you don't. You know, like, he gives insight like there is somebody in his life. She's driving him. Have you ever had someone drive you batshit crazy, but you still love them? Back at his office, he looks at the photos, locks them back in the safe, because those are the only things that he has. So those are important to him. That's the only thing that, if he gets ramshacked, can tie him with his family, or who his family is. It's his brother, and it is his son, and Juliet. Why do I say that every time? But I'm gonna keep saying it every time. His pager goes off, and it's a phone call. Come over and meet with Rigo. Honey, when he gets to the club and where Rigo is, the whole room is plastered in plastic, okay? There's a chainsaw and a bathtub in the middle of the floor. Now, you and I both know what the fuck that means. It is time. Chop, chop, zzz, chainsaw massacre, okay? Somebody is about to be chopped up into little pieces and die today. And Teddy is very, you know, he cool, but he's skeptical. Like, yeah, what's up? What's going on? But Rigo tells him a story and tells him how I was in the bath, and I know you didn't know it. I don't know what the dude's name is, but I have a mole in the DEA. And he comes in talking a mile a minute today. And when he talks a mile a minute, he tells me that I have been compromised. How? Well, one of his top men come in, which just so happens to be Lena's boss, comes in and says that the Villanueva case has been reopened, and guess who's all intertwined? Rigo Vasco. And the only way I'm intertwined with the two of them is because of you, Reed. What's up? What the fuck? How is it possible? Like, yeah, you about to die, right? I'm all like, okay, is this the end? Like, that's how I'm feeling. Like, I know Teddy is feeling like that too, but Teddy, you know, he's got something under his sleeve. He decides that I'm gonna just bust out and tell the whole situation that I'm CIA, that my name is Teddy Thompson, and, you know, the CIA could use you as a friend. Let's build a partnership, okay? Come on, take a ride with me. Evidently, it saved him. Teddy takes Rigo to his office, and he explains the entire plan to him from start to finish, how it works, how it's funded, what's done with the money, you know, the guns, the drugs, how it's interchanged. And Rigo's like, okay, so what's my benefit? Teddy breaks it down to him, tells him what his benefits are in addition to you having money, right? But now you are a partner with the CIA, okay? And so he says, well, what if I decide not to? Kill me, chop me up, throw me in the ocean. But not only will you have the DEA as a problem, you will also have the CIA as a problem. Rico says, you know what? I'm good with it, but I need to talk to the boss first. Somebody tell me how Teddy gonna do that. Huh? Who? How? I think I missed something though. Oh no, not yet, not yet. Honey baby, Teddy gets out of there, everything, you know, gets out of there with his skin intact, all his limbs and shit intact and alive and breathing. Runs over to the payphone and dials 3 different numbers. Okay, so we don't know that that's what he's doing. We know he's paging and he's pacing, he's anxious, he's worried, he's concerned. Avi calls back first, and he tells Avi, we've been compromised, get out of the country. Pack your bags, let's go. Avi's like, listen, I'm always ready. Okay, then Gustavo calls. And he tells Gustavo the same thing, but Gustavo is in San Ysidro, which is near Mexico, and he's, you know, fixing up the house. He got a project going, his own self. I can't wait to see when they give us more information about what Gustavo is doing. And lastly, it's taking Franklin a minute to call back, and Franklin calls back. And when he calls back, he tells him the same thing. We've been compromised. I need you to lay low, etc., etc. And so Franklin's on the other line and says, yeah, well, does it have anything to do with my house being broken in? Nothing was taken, but it was broken in. Like, he couldn't say he took my files, okay? So he was like, yeah, no, it's not her. Like, if she had done it, you would never have known she was there. So that's the second time that there's a mention of a woman to Franklin. And Franklin is smart enough to pick up on those cues, okay? They verbal cues, they ain't non-verbal, so he better be paying attention. Well, when he hangs up, he is in Louis' bar. Used to be Claudia's bar. And isn't that the same bar? Didn't she leave that? Somebody tell me down below in the comments. But Louis and Elton are in the bar, and Franklin, explains to him what's going on. And he explains to them what's going on, and he says it was not him. How do you know that? You know, he explains it or whatever, and then that's when he drops the bomb on them that my file is missing. And I think it was Andre. Everybody is looking like, oh shit, Andre. Like, knowing it's a problem. Elton says, so he has you in a picture with the CIA and 200 kilos of cocaine. That was all they said, okay? Well, this is my favorite show. Avi tries to leave as Teddy had told him, and coming out the door, there is a sniper shot. As they're coming out the door, one of Avi's men is shot by a sniper, hits the ground. Avi and another guy barely gets out of there, okay? A couple scenes later, Julia goes into the warehouse. Teddy is walking down the stairs. Teddy, just plain and simple, he asks her, did you do this? Someone tried to take Avi out earlier, and Franklin's house has been broken into. Was this you? He didn't do what Teddy did in the first season or in the second season. He didn't take 2 breaths. He asked. He had been contemplating on this, meditating on it, thinking about it for a while. He has been done with her and her shenanigans, okay? When she explains to him that the CIA sent her there to look after, to find out all about the operation, and it was her suggestion to shut it down, and they argue for just a hot second, back and forth. He tells her, no, be quiet. She's pleading, you know, please just let this go. We can walk away together. Like, I'm looking at her going, he looks at her and tells her, you're a traitor, you're a liar, And as soon as I salvage this operation, because I will continue, I'm going to make sure that you go back to the office in a basement at a desk job and be miserable for the rest of your career. She was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. You were not expecting that, because we know that Teddy has been pussy whipped for the longest time. She is actually shocked and appalled, just like the rest of us. I wasn't expecting it. And then I'm all like, okay, Teddy, but do you have that kind of pull? Does he have that kind of clout? Is he really going to be able to do that? Can he get this operation back and running and on track? Who is he going to talk to? Because I thought he was excommunicated out, like he was on his own. Y'all, tell me something down below in the comments. Tell me something. Tell me, enlighten me, please. Well, listen. Andre is at home, and looks like he's cleaning his shoes, and he's heartbroken. Tears are starting to come. Now remember, Mel had just said she was going back home. I'm going back. Fuck this shit. I'm going home. And he is crying. You know, shit, my baby girl is out there strung out on that shit. In a minute, she gonna be selling ass. I mean, that's what he's thinking in his mind. He hears a noise, and he's like, Mel, baby, is that you? When he goes to the room, he looks, you see startle, shock, appall, astonishment. It is Franklin, honey, with his gun, meaning Officer Andre Wright's gun pointed at him. Okay? And of course, Andre just walking backwards. And they have a conversation. Franklin is there to get his files, honey. He knows that he has been compromised. You have too much information. Franklin tells him, give me my files. Sit down. Put my files together. And Andre tells him, listen, I've known you since you was a kid, and you're not about to shoot a cop in his own house. Franklin puts the gun down. Get my shit together. Tells Andre, pack your stuff, get mail, and get out of LA and never come back. This way, maybe both of us will walk away with our lives. And he ain't talking about the drug game. He talking about dealing with the CIA. Like, you act like you didn't see this shit, Andre. Like, come on. Well, Andre's, Andre the big man, he said, I got 18 to 20 years in the force, and you're not going to run me away. But I am going to take my daughter. I'm going to get her cleaned up, and I'm going to come back. You want to play cops and robbers? We can play cops and robbers, because then I'm coming after you. Them is Andre's words. And you ain't no killer. Take your folder. You ain't no killer. Baby, I was not prepared. Saint said, you right, Andre. I ain't no killer. And kills his ass. Shoots him. In the side of his head. Brain matter and shit splashed all around in the house and shit. I was not prepared for that. Hell, I'm shocked that Franklin was able to do it. You saw how when he looked at it, he was like, fuck. Like, like, what have I done? But knew that it was something that needed to be done because Andre wasn't going to let it go. He cleans off the gun, puts it in Andre's hands, wipes him down, takes his file, and that is where the episode ends. Baby, I wasn't prepared for the whole Julia thing with Teddy. I wasn't prepared for her to. I was sort of prepared for her to blow up the whole operation, or to try to, but I wasn't prepared for him to leave her. See, I didn't catch that last episode. He was zombie-ish last episode when we talked about it. Or was it the episode before? Because last episode he wasn't really in there. I wasn't prepared for him to say, fuck you, hoe. And you gonna regret you ever crossed me. You a traitor. You not loyal. You a liar. Like, nigga. And didn't back down. Like, he has turned into a real gorilla, his own self. And then that whole Franklin shit, shooting Andre, well, we see what's gonna happen next episode. We see Mel's like, Franklin killed my dad. Like, we see all of that. So let's see where this goes. Let's see what happens. You guys let me know down below in the comments what you thought about episode number 8, okay? I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Snowfall, season 3, episode number 8, Hedgehog. If it's your first time visiting my channel, click the subscribe button, become a ray of sunshine. Click the notification bell, it's there for you so you can know when I upload a new Snowfall review. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next video.